When was the last time you had s'mores?
I actually had it, I think like during Christmas last year.
Christmas?
Yeah, at home we have like an open flame.
Like on your oven, your
Yeah,
stove, or
yeah.
your stove?
We like buy a pack and we put it on like chopsticks and we skewer it.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so you've lived in America, gone back to Korea, come back. How did your parents navigate all of that?
When I was in America, it was really difficult to navigate the insurance system. Even getting into the dermatologist's office is so difficult. Going through the wait and the wait lists were very, very like challenging for us. And I usually only go into the doctor's office when I know that from a week of now, like I will probably not be able to go to school. Like I feel like that's like how bad it gets for me to actually go to the doctor's office. I had like one of my worst flares actually in med school. And so that's, I think, when I started kind of thinking that I need to maybe like incorporate continuum of care into like managing my eczema.
Yeah.
And so I tried to get into so many different providers, but I think they didn't understand like the nuance of my experience, especially because I just moved into a new city. So I like went to, you know, the internist, the allergist, and then eventually like to a dermatologist. And so since then, I feel like because I grew up without like practitioners, I feel like even though I'm really kind of guilty of it, I feel like I don't really go to the doctor until it's like really, really bad. But yeah, I feel like, you know, that's not really enough time.
Yeah, why is it?
I think
What's the thought behind that? Are you scared? Or are you nervous? Or you just think that they don't understand you?
I feel like the predominating thought that I was exposed to growing up was that you're going to grow out of it. So I think that kind of brings this notion of why would you have that urgency to treat it when like you're going to grow out of it?
Yeah.
Also kind of like barriers in terms of costs. Even with insurance, I feel like there's a lot of like pay that you have to come out of your pocket. So I think there was a lot of like hesitancy.
A lot of the time I see patients when it's the most severe. And what I've found over the years is that, you know, frequent follow-up past that point is really helpful. Even if, you know, you're down to, oh, I just have, you know, my typical flares, but they're really faint. I still would love to see you in clinic because ultimately, you know, it's also something I'm invested in your care. And I think that's kind of something that I try to explain to my patients that, yes, you might have flares, you might have to continue to treat from time to time. And that's kind of where it's nice to have that continuity with somebody to continue to follow up so they know your story and they can really see you over time. All right, cheers.
All right, cheers.
To s'mores.